Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ayman Safadi. He will attend today's UN Security Council meeting in New York on the situation in the Middle East. And we thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. Let me begin as we talk about Iran, obviously, what they've done across the region, whether it's Israel or whether it's with the Saudis. It's been something that I know you and your country has been monitoring. Talk about any provocations or activities inside Jordan that Iranian agents may be doing right now to try to destabilize your government.
Good morning to you all. I mean, we've had our issues with Iran for decades. We always said that we wanted to have a region free from conflict. We wanted to have good relations with Iran. And in order for those good relations to be developed, Iran has to stop interfering in the affairs of the Arab world and stop meddling in ways that would destabilize us and others in the region. We have issues with militias on our border to the north that are supported by Iran that continue to try and smuggle drugs and weapons into Jordan. That said, however, Iran retaliated to the Israeli attack on its embassy in Damascus. That retaliation increased tensions in the region. Iran has said now that it will no longer take any further action against Israel. The challenge now is to make sure that Israel does not retaliate and we focus on the real issue, which is the ongoing war on Gaza, the absence of political horizons for peace, and try and end the war immediately and create a credible, irreversible path towards solving the Palestinian-Israeli conflict so that Palestinians, Israelis, all of us in the region can live in peace and dignity.
Yeah.
And if the Palestinian problem is solved, then we in the region would be the first to tell Iran, stay out of it. You have no business interfering in our affairs. So Iran is using that conflict. If we end that conflict, then Iran will have no excuse to go ahead with its policies towards the region and that inflate tension.
So, sir, Israel seems to feel the need, at least to reserve the right to respond to Iran. If they do, what do you see might happening after that? And is there any conversation happening with Benjamin Netanyahu and his government to try and perhaps talk about tamping down the need to respond?
Then if Israel does respond, retaliate, we'll be facing the abyss of regional war. Everybody's telling Netanyahu not to respond. The US, Europe, all of us are saying unequivocally that any retaliation would risk further escalation in the region. And again, to put it frankly, Netanyahu has always wanted to provoke a confrontation with Iran, drag the US and the West into that confrontation so that he saves his career. Now, as the pressure on Netanyahu to stop the war on Gaza and to start negotiations that would take us to peace increases, he's trying to divert attention away from Gaza. So we need to all be very, very careful not to allow Netanyahu to impose his agenda of war on all of us, because the consequences will be detrimental, will be extremely dangerous to us in the region, to the US, to the whole world.
Yeah, it's fascinating that Benjamin Netanyahu says he will do whatever he wants when, of course, it's the United States, the UK, Jordan, other countries that stepped in and helped out and were brought into it when Iran attacked last time, and I suspect would be brought into it again. Let me ask you about something that just broke in Axios about the possibility of a UN vote on Palestine UN member recognition. What are your thoughts about this? Is now the time? Do you believe it may be too premature? What's your thought?
We've always said that the two-state solution is the only answer to the conflict. It's the only path to the peace that will guarantee the safety, security of both the Palestinians and Israel. We would have wanted to have this solution agreed to among the parties. But unfortunately, Netanyahu has been saying publicly even before October 7 that he will not allow for the two-state solution to happen. He will suffocate the Palestinian people's right to statehood and freedom. And measures on the ground, the building of settlements, the confiscation of land, are rendering that solution unviable. So again, the preferred option would have been to have a negotiated agreement that would have resulted in an agreed to peace that everybody would embrace and move forward with towards a better future for the region. But the reality is, if all of us in the world, I mean, the US says it wants the two-state solution, Europe says it wants it, the whole Arab world says we're committed to it, Netanyahu is saying no. So what do? Do we allow Netanyahu to veto that and doom the future of the region to more conflict or suffering, or do we impose a solution that is in the interest of the Israeli people, in the interest of the Palestinians? And we have to really make a differentiation here. Supporting Netanyahu and his agenda of war and the agenda of radical extremist ministers in his cabinet is not supporting Israel. Supporting Israel is supporting peace, because peace will fulfill the rights of the Israelis to security and will ensure their acceptance in the region and will allow us all in the region to live in peace and security. And let me just refer to Jordan. We're a country of peace. We made peace 30 years ago. We're committed to that peace because we believe it's the right thing to do. But now, with the war in Gaza, with the absence of political horizons for decades since Netanyahu took over, our people are saying we no longer believe in that peace. On the weekend, we were in the crossfire. Our skies were lit up by Iranian drones and missiles and retaliation to that. And we have said, and we will continue to say, we will never allow Israel or Iran to turn Jordan into a battleground, and we will defend our sovereignty and will defend the safety of our people, because any of those missiles or drones could have fallen in Jordan. So to Israel and to Iran, we say, we will not allow you to violate our space and endanger our people. And to Israel and to the whole world, we say, work with us to achieve the just and lasting peace that can only be realized through the two-state solution, so that neither the Palestinians nor the Israelis will ever have to live the horrors since October 7, and we all focus on creating a future of peace, opportunity for all our peoples, Palestinians, Israelis, Jordanians, everybody else.
Yes.
Jordanian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ayman Safadi. Thank you very much for coming on the show this morning.